What's up guys, today we're in the village of Eyam, spelled E-Y-A-M. I did think it was pronounced Eyam. I've always thought it was pronounced Eyam actually. So for anyone that doesn't know about the village of Eyam, it's actually famous for a 1665 plague outbreak. So that's the Black Death, the bubonic plague, however you want to call it. It's got many different names. Well, they had a big outbreak here, and perfect time to film this video as we're currently going through the lockdown for coronavirus. Now this village, back in them days when they had the outbreak, decided to self-quarantine, so the whole village quarantined themselves here to stop it spreading throughout the rest of the country. Probably saved thousands and thousands, if not maybe millions of lives, because they kept it all contained within this village. Now there is marked graves of people that died of the plague. So the village itself, it's got a museum. Although it's starting to ease off, I don't think we're going to be able to go visit a museum. However, we've come to the churchyard, that's open all the time. There's even some tombs at the far end. There's two large crosses, the Celtic style cross. There's also a grave of a famous cricketer, if anyone knows him. I think he lived here or he moved here. Either way, I'll show you the guy's grave. It's just here in front of me. It's actually signposted by the entrance, so there's a little rock on the floor with an inscription saying cricketer's grave, and this is the one here. So it's Harry Bagshaw. You can see the little cricket bats and what have you. So the way that the plague actually made its way to the village of Eyam back in 1665, it arrived on a flea-infested piece of cloth. So Alexander Hadfield, he was actually the local tailor, and he'd ordered this, ordered it online, this cloth or what have you. Ordered it online. So either way, this piece of cloth made its way from London. It was flea infested with the plague, and his assistant, George Vickers, I think his name was, if I remember rightly, he'd actually noticed that this cloth was sitting damp, and when he opened it, I think within a week later he died. He caught the plague and it started to spread. So then a lot of people in the village were getting it, people were dying from it. But I think what a lot of people might not know, it might be the same with coronavirus now, is some people will be naturally immune to it, because when the plague struck, there was like a woman, her name was mentioned on the page I saw, and she actually didn't catch it, but the rest of her family, her husband, the kids, they all died. She buried them all. There was also the local grave digger at the time, and he was obviously burying bodies every day. So when the plague struck the village of Eyam back in 1665, I think out of 350, around about 350 people that lived in the village, I think there was only around about 80 survivors. I think something like 270 people actually died from the village, which is a massive number, even back in those days. 350 people in a village, 270 more or less die. Some of the kind of measures that they brought in back in them times. So one in particular was that they'd have family members burying their own, so the bodies would not be exposed to anybody else. They went to real extreme measures, and it's a lot of sacrifice really, because they're putting themselves, well, they're keeping themselves at risk, but they're not leaving the village. It's not being spread. Potentially, like, as daft as it sounds, like I might not be here if that hadn't have happened, because that could have spread to, to where it got my family, and then I would have never been born.
So it's like your family grave.
I like these old windows. Yeah, it's not often that you actually go to a church and still see like these stained glass windows. That's a cool one. got a cool pattern on the windows. I don't know if you can see it on the camera because of the sunlight, but I'll just try and go a bit more head on. Try and zoom in maybe. No, it's not. Oh, can you see it there? No. Yeah, it's got a really cool pattern in the window. Almost looks a bit like cogs and things inside a clock. Really, it's not, but it looks like that. What do you think? It looks pretty nice. It looks like steampunk. That's such a cool sundial. I've never seen nothing like that before.
No, it's beautiful.
Not on the side of a wall like that. So how does that tell the time then? Where's the time on there? Oh, it's around the edge, isn't it, the time? So
Is the shadow?
is it nearly 1 o'clock then? Is that what it's saying? Because it's like the big ones there on the 1, and that's coming up to it. So is it almost 1 o'clock? So this is Catherine's tomb, August 25th, 1666. So 1 year after the plague struck. So she would have survived for the 12 months or so out of the 14, which is a real shame. What's that got to do, like, you know,
Like
is it though, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the symbol of death. There's an hourglass on the other side.
This angel above the hourglass.
Seeing the skull and crossbones, and I assume straight away pirates, and I'm thinking, you know, something to do with a pirate. I mean, it is the 1700s. That's when pirates were, you know, rife, back in the 1700s. Can I speak to Alexander Hadfield, please? You were the local tailor. You received a piece of cloth from London that was flea infested, and it contained what is now known as the Black Death, the plague. Can you please try and give me a clear message to let me know you're there? I can't quite make out what you're saying. So try and be a little bit more clear, please. Reverend William, you want to come forward and talk to me? George Vickers, Thomas Stanley, Elizabeth Hancock, Catherine, the wife of the vicar, will somebody come forward and talk to me, please? If anyone can give one message, then please. Then please, in one word or in a few words, tell me what that message is, please. Kid, I know somebody's with me. I'm just covering it up as much as I can because it is flickering, but because it's so light outside, I know you can barely see it. You can see the one light on now. It was flickering a minute ago. And it sounded like a voice or a few voices coming through on here. There we go. Yeah? You say it's me? Is that Catherine? Wife of the vicar?
Sounded like a woman.
Did sound like a woman. Is it Elizabeth Hancock? I heard your voice come through. And as you can see, making this box light up here.
Around me, it's like now it stopped.
Now it stopped. Okay, so I heard a woman's voice come through. Is there a female with us right now, willing to talk to us?
Catherine, are you there with us?
So we had a female voice come through. Although it sounded female, could be a child. Can that person please come back again and talk to us?
Yeah.
So, can you please tell me your name, first of all? We're here to try and communicate with somebody that lived during the Black Death that affected the village of Eyam. So, if you are a spirit that is somehow attached to this village, or you're here answering what I'm asking for, somebody around the Black Plague, can you please confirm with a yes or a no? As soon as I said yes or no, it sounded like a no came through, but I can't be 100%. Can you first confirm whether you are a male or a female? Is your spirit somehow attached to this village? Again, sounded like a yes or a no straight away. I'll have to listen back later because I don't know what you can hear on the camera directly, but it sounds like I'm getting very quick answers straight away. Is there anything that you can say to confirm who you are? Is there any way, any message you want to give out? Any particular name you want to tell me? Have I said your name myself? With 270 people, or 260, 270, around about 260 people died during this virus outbreak. And I've mentioned a few names. Have I mentioned your name? Are you a victim of the Black Death? Were you a victim of the Black Death? Are you buried at this churchyard? Can you try and tell me your name, please? Can you try and tell me your name? And the person who was here before, come back and talk to us, please. Somebody, can you come back and please try and talk to us? The female that came before. Thank you. Can you come and touch this box again? You started flashing again. Thank you very much. Can you please make the lights go to the red again? Can you make the lights flash at all? Can you make these lights flash again? All you have to do is touch it, just like me. Do you not want us to be here? If you tell us no, then we'll leave. Or if you come and make these lights flicker to the red to let us know you don't want us here, then we'll leave. We won't bother you anymore. Okay, so we've tried a spirit box now. There was moments during, we've been doing the spirit box now for around about maybe what, half an hour?
Something like
25 minutes, half an hour. And I'm not entirely sure that a great deal came through, I will be honest. It's something I'm going to have to listen back to in the future. The reason I wasn't asking too many in-depth questions is because I'm just trying to get something to come to us first. And I want clear confirmation that there's something there before I start asking any other questions. I thought by reading a few names off that something might come forward. I definitely at some point heard a female's voice, maybe twice. Village of Eyam, pronounced Eyam, something like this. It looks like Eyam, looks, it's spelled E-Y-A-M, Eyam, but it's Eyam. So the village of Eyam, it's got a lot of history. It's one of them sort of, yeah, it's a beautiful place, yeah. You know, it's a nice warm day today as well, so it's always nice when the sun's out. Black Plague struck this village, wiped out probably nearly 2/3 of the population. Fantastic place to come. Unfortunately, I can't really get a great deal coming through on the spirit box, or maybe I did, but I'll find out later when I edit the video. For now, I'm going to end this one. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Alexander Hadfield, he'd ordered, he ordered it online shopping. so
Definitely very comes next week.